Welcome. Welcome back again. Welcome to another exciting episode of Carving the Divine TV. My name is Yujiro Seki, and I'm a director, writer, and the producer of the documentary Carving the Divine. Carving the Divine is about the Buddhist Sculptors of Japan, and I'm ready to present it for the first time in the world. But before I present my film, I thought it would be a great idea to introduce basic concept of Buddhism and the history of Buddhism, so that when you guys finally watch my documentary, you guys can watch it at the maximum value. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our new scholar, Frederic Hewett. Welcome, Hewett.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Yuji. I'm glad to be here.
Awesome, awesome. So, Frederic, so in case, for the people who don't know anything about you, so please introduce yourself.
Okay, yes. So my name is Frederic Hewett, as just introduced, and I lived in Japan for 2 years. I live in California now, but I studied in Tokyo at Hitotsubashi University, international law. I did 6 months of an internship at the U.S. Embassy in Tokyo, working on youth exchange programs through the TOMODACHI Initiative. And now I'm working at a nonprofit centered on education of Japanese culture.
Great, great, great. So like a Japanese Friendship Garden, right?
Yes, the Japanese Friendship Garden, correct.
Great, great. So, and tell us a little bit about your passion for Buddhism, and you studied Buddhism for a long time, along with studying laws and studying at university and all that.
Yeah, so I love Japanese culture overall. I definitely am drawn to Buddhism because it's a deep part of the history and culture of Japan. A lot of the customs and how cities were formed and all the temples that surround you everywhere you go in Japan. Each one has its own history. And by studying the different sects of Buddhism, you come to gain greater appreciation. And that's what I was finding as I studied abroad. You learn the individual history of the temples, and you see it connected to the larger picture. And it becomes more and more fascinating because you see the connections with China and India. There's a lot to learn. So I'm still learning, and it's a fascinating field.
I like that humble attitude. You're becoming more like a Japanese as well, as far as an attitude goes. And, that's great. So you are telling me pretty much. So in order to understand the Japanese culture and Japanese people, we cannot really avoid studying Buddhism. Is that right?
Correct. That's right, Yuji.
Awesome, awesome. Cool. So this week, we're going to ask this question, and I think a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. Yes, we're going to ask you about the Shingon Buddhism and its founder, Kukai. What is Shingon Buddhism and Kukai? Please tell us.
Yes. Okay, that's a very excellent question, and one that would take many, many videos to answer in full. But just at a glance, Shingon is a true word Buddhism or esoteric Buddhism. It comes from India as Vajrayana, or as one of the 3 wheels practices. It focuses on tantras, which is a number of rituals, chants, and physical practices that will lead you towards enlightenment. The founder of Shingon in Japan, his name was, as you just said, Kukai, and he played a major role in the Heian period for Buddhism. If you recall from the previous episode, you had the 6 schools of Buddhism in Nara. That was in the 700s CE. The emperor Kanmu, he changed the capital to Heian-kyo, which is modern-day Kyoto, and he wanted to distance himself from the powerful religious elite of the 6 schools. So he sponsored Japanese Buddhist monks to go to China and learn fresh teachings to bring back to Japan. And among the two, we have Kukai and Saicho, who we'll explore in the next episode, I believe. Kukai, as a youth, he was studying to become a government bureaucrat. He was studying Confucianism and law, but he was drawn to esoteric Buddhism, and he left that career path to study in mountain monasteries. He thought the ultimate teaching lied in the Mahavairocana Tantra, which in Japanese is the Dai Nichi Kyo, the Great Sun Sutra. And he found it was a Chinese translation, but he wanted to learn what the mysterious meaning meant. So in 804 CE, around the time Kanmu sent a large delegation of Japanese people to China to learn from their civilization, Kukai joined that delegation. He was on the same, he was traveling together with Saicho, though they did not meet at that time. But Kukai was in Chang'an, which was the capital of the Tang Dynasty in China, and the highest center for learning of Buddhism. Kukai, he had the great fortune to have teachings from the renowned priest Hui Guo, who was himself a disciple of Amago Javra, which he was a translator from India in China. So Kukai was just two generations or two disciples away from the direct teachings of esoteric Buddhism. He is said to have superhuman memory. So in 3 years, he learned how to read Sanskrit, and he learned all of the chants, all of the rituals. He brought back lots and lots of texts with him back to Japan. And there he was commissioned by the emperor to begin the Shingon school in Mount Koya, over in the Kii Peninsula, just south of Kyoto.
Wow, that was mouthful, and we haven't even touched like a little bit of it, right? Like only talk about a little bit of it. That's pretty cool. So what is exactly esoteric means? So for the people who don't know anything about it.
Yes. Again, that's a very loaded question. So, esoteric, it's commonly known as the secret teachings. You are a disciple of a master, and you have to have the teachings orally transmitted to you. And there's a number of, you have to learn chants, and in Kukai's case, he learned it in the original Sanskrit. There's different songs and rituals, physically strenuous practices, going out hiking in the mountains, meditating under freezing waterfalls. It's a number of elaborate practices, but through this practice, you break through to your higher consciousness, and you become enlightened. And that's what Kukai was preaching.
Cool. So, they do like a secret, like a mudras and mantras and something like that, huh?
Yes. And and the center of Shingon practice is the belief in Dainichi Nyorai, who is Vairocana. He is the heavenly being that transcends past, present, and future. The Shingon does not claim lineage to Shakyamuni Buddha. They look to a higher celestial being as the holder of truth and reality.
Awesome. So thank you so much. That was a really great episode. So if you guys think this information is useful, make sure to subscribe my YouTube channel, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and like me on my Facebook, because that's how we do it in the 21st century. So thank you so much, Frederic. So I'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Yuji. I'll see you next time.